Got the
Meet the team that doesn't just talk about impact, they ignite it. Jim Morris and producer Rachel.
I did the applause. I did the applause and then talked over it.
We got it though. It sounded good.
It's in there.
Producer Rachel.
Producer Rachel. Oh God. Guess what today is?
Back to school.
Back to school for us in Michigan/Detroit.
You guys were a little later than us here in Tennessee. We're like a month ago, I feel like.
My sister was a month ago too. My sister's in Atlanta. I was like, how are you going back to school? It's still like 110 degrees down there, but okay. Whatever.
How's your energy feel around that? I know
it is in the gutter. 100%. I'm not. I'm happy because they'll be with their friends again. My son is going to be a freshman in high school, so that's a whole new world today for him. And then my daughter's in 8th grade, and so like all she's ever wanted since being in 6th grade, because it's a 6th, 7th, and 8th grade school that she's in, is to be an 8th grader, right? She wants to be the big lady on campus, the 8th grader. And then my son is in the opposite direction, where he's starting as a freshman, right? So he is down low man on the totem pole again. So like you have these two like completely different energies in the house, which is insane. And then like just starting that routine again is like, oh God, here we go. Like I have to be up early. I have to get them ready.
What's the benefit? What's the energy rise out of that?
God. I mean, they'll be out of the house, so I can focus on the 3 businesses that I'm running. We love that.
I mean, I think at least from the folks that I've talked to, I think it's a lot of people are stressed out through the process because it's a lot. You got to buy the things, the back to school, they want the bag, the new clothes, right? Like all that. And then back into that routine. And then I've also heard it differently of like, I need this time during the day back for myself.
I wanted them home for the summer so badly, but then when I realized like I'm not paying attention to them, like they're 13 and 14, they have their own lives, they sleep till 3:00 in the afternoon, like I wasn't seeing them anyway. And then I got like a consulting gig, and so I was traveling and I wasn't like present with them. And so to me, like getting them up in the morning, like literally after we do this, like get them up and we go, and at least I'm like present with them in that space. And then after school,
that's a huge energy gain right there. Yeah, I like that.
Right, like we talk on the way, like blah blah blah. So, well, they're taking separate buses now. Oh God, I forgot about that.
They talk to you.
They do. Well,
13.
Very little.
My 2.5-year-old won't shut the hell up, so I might be looking forward to this stage and have to reflect right now.
I only get one question a morning, so we have to be very like particular. And so I just realized they're going to be on separate buses, but it'll be fine. Everything's fine. Everything's okay.
My 2.5-year-old, she is just at the phase where it's like question. So I'm admiring her curiosity, and we're trying to lean into that, but it's a lot sometimes.
Doesn't end.
Because you don't want to ignore,
No, because you want her to be inquisitive. You want her to learn.
Exactly.
But my kids are at the point where they're like, oh, we don't want to hear your voice anymore. Like, are you done talking? So that's the one thing I'm not looking forward to, because I get so excited when they come home from school from the first day. And so I just immediately am like, oh my God, tell me all the things. And they're going to be exhausted. Like they're not going to want to talk to me. And so I'm going to have to be like, okay, tell me when you're ready to like have the conversation.
I want to know who listening, what side are you on when it comes back to school? Is it giving you energy because you've got some more free time, or in this case, you've got some one-on-one time in the mornings, or is it draining your energy, just getting everything ramped up and rocking and rolling? Because I don't know like percentage wise, but I know that I've talked to a ton of people around this, just because it was last month from us here locally in Nashville, but I don't know which is which. Like I've heard it both. I've heard it both ways.
I think the other thing for me is it goes by quick. The day goes by so fast. Right? Because like I have, meetings, and I have more meetings than I'm at. And then all of a sudden they're going to be walking in the door, and I'm going to be like, oh my God, like you're done already? Like, oh God, I didn't get as much done as I wanted to. So I think it's just a time thing. And also like getting back into the swing of things, right? It's nice to have a morning routine that is around them and not around just my business. and also just reminding myself to be present as a parent. Like, and I know because you have little babies, I'm sure people say it to you all the time. And now that I'm on the other end of that, where I have older kids, it's like, I would give anything to be back in that space again, to have my daughter ask me a million questions a day. Do you know what I mean? Like teaching my son how to walk and all those things. I would kill to be in that space again for a little bit, because when you're in it and you're running businesses and you've got Impact Effect Accelerator, and we're doing all these things for everybody else. Those moments every day they're just every day. You don't realize, like, one day you're not going to be changing the diapers anymore. And one day you won't be like helping him stand up because he'll be running away from you. Do you know what I mean? And so
Totally.
I'm trying to just be really present in these moments, even though like they could care less if I'm paying attention or not. So they say, I think they do realize like when mommy is truly present with them versus like my phone editing, or I'm on my phone with a meeting or whatever else it is. So
I caught myself yesterday. Ellie said hi to me. Hi, Dad. When I came in the door after a walk, and I had to do something, and I went right downstairs, and I got on my laptop, and I stopped, and I was like, Jim, get your butt back upstairs. And I caught myself in and I was like, I was not present. And I went back up the stairs, and I laid down next to her, and she was reading her little Find It book. Daddy, where's the cucumber? And I put my hands down and laid next to her, and I was like, oh, it's right there. And we had a little laugh, and then I got up and I went and did my thing. But I'm just grateful that I did realize it, right? Because I think those are the little micro moments that will stick with her. And it's not big in the moment today, but what's it doing permanently to the mindset, or to those brain, neural links that are happening and building and pathways occurring. So it was one of those things where I'm trying to stay present to it as much as possible, but like, I'm not perfect. And the reality of it is sometimes there's something in my mind that needs to get done, and I'm just going to get it done, So it was cool to just catch myself, and thank you for sharing what you shared in those comments, because as much as I hear it, the reminders, and I'm a big believer of timing, right? Like that situation yesterday, you sharing this today, like I'm going to be way more present the next week, right? And maybe I need it to be. Maybe this next week ahead is crazy. Maybe something happens. Maybe an opportunity that I'm waiting to finalize occurs, and it just goes bananas. And I need to remind myself because of this conversation.
Well, and I think that I think you did a training in Impact Effect Accelerator. I have to go back and look because we've done so many now, which, like, by the way,
I know we're at like almost 50.
I know, it's amazing. I think it was something where like billionaires say this is the one thing like that they regret. I can't remember how you positioned it, but basically they would say they would give anything to just spend that time with their family again.
It's a number one regret. Someone interviewed 100 billionaires, and it was the number one regret was they wish that they had a better relationship with their kids. So, I mean, that's 100 billionaires. There's not many billionaires in the world. I think it was recent. I think it was over like the last 5 years. So it wasn't, 30 years ago and up till now. Like, it was pretty present and recent. And I mean, let that sink in right there. The number one regret some of the richest people have is probably everything you have today that they don't have. Which
makes sense, right? But like when you're in the thick of it, trying to, I have to pay bills, Jim, and like, that's so easy to say when ... But
let's get vulnerable. I'm in it right now. There's stuff. I mean, I am having those conversations with myself often. Do I want to do this? I need the money. Is this against who I am? Am I going to regret it? And it's not like I'm going and, down to Mexico and picking up kilos, right? It's just like, do I want to go travel for this thing and take on this business and be gone for 2 weeks? No, I don't. I don't right now. I can't because there's just too much happening, and that's hard, right? There's FOMO in that. There's I contemplate often, was that the right decision? Am I doing the right thing? I think at the end of the day, everybody goes to sleep. It says, did I do enough today? And for me, a lot of the times is, should I have done that? And then something stupid happens, right? Another real estate deal delayed on my end, which is supposed to be a return. So I don't have that money coming in I thought I'd have, right? Which is fine. This deal, luckily, isn't going to lawyers like like some previous ones. But like, do I feel, oh, maybe I should have took that deal? Sometimes, yeah, but I always have to remind myself there's money to be made. Like, I can make money. I've made a lot of money. And I say that very humbly. I've lost a lot of money. I've spent a lot of money on stupid stuff and made bad business decisions. I say it very humbly, but like, the reality is, why couldn't I do it again? Why couldn't I? Timing, resources, relationships, all those are getting better and more enhanced in my world. I've got to lean into that and not have that imposter syndrome. But to your point, I am having a lot of those conversations right now. And even last week was, this person wants a lot. We can do it, but what's the sacrifice? And we send them a crazy price. They're not going to take it.
No, but there's something beautiful in that, sending that crazy price. Because I did that with somebody too, because I think for so long I was so scared of like the no, that I tried to be as accommodating as possible, even though it impacted my life and I'd have to change things to make it happen. Ooh. And now I'm just like, no, it's going to cost you this much money to have what it is that you're asking for. And I have to be willing to get the no. Okay. No, it's a no for you, but that means it could be a bigger yes down the road for somebody else who sees the value in the proposal. Totally. And that's a huge thing I think for us to go through, like, especially when I think we have that like corporate mentality that we're still both getting over of like chasing the money, right? You chase the dollar. And when we step back in our own businesses, and it's like, no, because it doesn't align with my values and I won't be there for my family. I mean, my daughter will tell you for so long, like she says, TikTok raised her because I was so focused on business and work, and it was someone else's business. Yep. That like, wow, I traded time with my family to make someone else a lot of money. I'm not willing to do that anymore.
Let's go. I'm not willing to do that anymore. What a statement. Come on.
Not. And like that. The bittersweet moment today will be when they're at school and the house is quiet. And I realize like, my husband's out at work, my kids are at school, and it's like, I don't want to visualize that space of them not being here anymore. Does that make sense? So that they're older and they're out of the house, and it's like, no, I want to appreciate what I have now. I want to know that I'm going to hear that door open. Yeah. And they get off that bus.
A good friend of ours was saying like, she's not an empty nester. She's a bird launcher in that phase of her life. And she did such a great job that's true. And I want to feel that same way when that moment comes up in my life, right? Like, I want to feel that I did a great job and I was there and I was present, to where it's like, no, I'm launching. Like, we did it. It wasn't perfect. Nothing's perfect, right? You'll hear me say that over and over again, but I feel good about it, right? Like, you can feel really good about things. You could feel really bad about things. You could feel meek or just whatever about things. And I want to feel good about it, So,
I love that. Yeah. What could we tell people to do today? I don't even know like where we went. I love when we go off on tangents, though. They're so fun.
If with school, we were talking about the kids, we were talking about energy. I think that can relate back to anything in your life that's big, or you're preparing for something. Is, how do you protect your energy through that ramp up? And then when things change, routines change, are you available? Are you adaptable? And are you going to let that kill your energy, or lean into it and leverage the good part and stand on that energy gain and flourish through it? So
and be present when you can, right? Yes. Like, be present when you can. Take those opportunities to be present, because no one's going to remember that text you didn't answer but your daughter will remember you spending that time with her. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, she's gonna remember. She's gonna remember how much you worked, not how much you didn't work.
All right, everybody, have an amazing day.
Y'all.
Bye.